Got one rat here. He's got coiled up. And he's so long, his second rat, he's got coiled up back there by the middle of his body. So he's long enough to cheat. He's constricting two rats at the same time. Sorry about that. I had a piece of candy in my mouth. But yeah, he's recovered. He doesn't stare at Jade's enclosure anymore. Taking him outdoors helped him heal. It helped me heal. They are very good for you. Very good emotional support animals. And he's back to normal. He's guarding his rat. You gonna eat your rat? Huh? You gonna eat your rat? You better eat it. I'm gonna steal it if you don't. Mama's gonna take your rat away from you if you don't eat it. You better eat it. Now he's going to go check out the other one that he's got wrapped by the back. The advantage of being a long python, you can coil two rats at the same time for dinner. Hi, handsome. I'm glad to see you back to normal. Yeah, I am. I'm glad to see you back to normal, pal. Squeeze your rat. The head's on the other end, silly. He's notorious for eating them butt first, so nothing amazes me with Chewy. Is that your dinner? Huh? So I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Yeah. I don't want your rat, honey. Hi, Chubert. Hi, Chew. Go eat your rat. So you're sitting there with the camera. I'm not going to go eat. I love the camera. He comes right to my camera the minute he sees it. No matter what he's doing, he comes right for the camera. Everybody calls him Hollywood. Because he loves the camera. You going to eat? They'll get you bit right there. You might think they're calm and quiet because they're laying still, but stick your hand in there and you'll find out otherwise. Don't ever trust them when they're laid back and they're not eating their food, because that doesn't mean they won't come at you if you reach for it. A lesson I learned a long time ago. Don't assume because they're not eating it that they don't want it, because a lot of times they'll just lay there and harbor it and guard it, and then you stick your hand in there, you're going to get tagged. Straight up. Tap on the glass. See, that would get me bit right there. He's protecting that rat. So if they're calm and quiet and they got food in there, don't reach in for it. That's the dumbest thing you can do, because it will get you bit. He's protecting his food. Can I have your rat? So you better quit. I'm going to bite you. And he's not a biter, but he would protect that food. Go eat your rat. You gonna keep your rats until midnight and eat them, or what? Or you just guarding them? He's got one right here under him. He's penning. And the other one's over there wrapped around. He's wrapped around that. He's real particular when he eats. He takes his time. He's not one of those binge eaters. He's very... I tell people he makes love to his food before he eats it, which it seems to me that's what he does. He mauls it, tastes it all over. He's very particular about his eating habits. He's holding one back there, upper body. The other one over here, he's across it, pinning it down, daring me to reach in there and try to take him away from him. So I'll eat him. I'm going to eat them, but you keep messing with me, I'm going to come at you. They will protect their food. Don't ever think they won't, because they definitely will. I don't care how friendly and how social they are. They're not the same snake when it's dinner time. Not that friendly social guy you're used to holding and handling and laying in your lap for hours, hanging out with you. You put food in there, they're a whole different animal. So like I said, if, like he's doing right now, the dumbest thing I could do would be to reach in there and try to take one of those 2 rats out of there, because I get tagged really quick because he's defending his food. And snakes will do that. Now, if they got it in their mouth and they start eating it, I wait until mine are doing that to refresh the water, because food is a priority with snakes. They're not going to spit out food to come at you, to strike at you. So if they're already in the process of eating something, you have a safe margin that you can open the door and refresh their water or wipe up a mess or whatever you need to do while they are eating. But be sure they've got at least part of the feeder's body in its mouth and they're working on eating it and their teeth are locked into it before you reach in, because it doesn't take them long to let go if they don't want to hang on to it and they feel like something's a threat to them. It doesn't take them long at all to drop what they've got in their mouth. But normally, if they're eating, they will, just totally ignore you if you reach into the cage for something. That's what I do. I wait till they're eating and then I'll refresh the water. Like I've got the water thing up here on top of the tank now. I'm waiting for him to start eating one of these 2 so I can add some more water to his water dish. But don't ever think that because they're friendly and social, they won't come at you if they're defending food, because they most definitely will. No way around it. They're very protective of their food. That's a mistake a lot of people have made. Just because it's still laying there and the snake's not eating it, doesn't mean it doesn't want it. Doesn't mean it doesn't intend to eat it. But it means you probably shouldn't stick your hand in there and try to take it out anytime soon. Give them time. Not all snakes eat in a hurry. Look at Chewy. Jade was the same way. Jade would sit and make love to her food before she'd eat it. Taste it all over and everything. And that's what Chewy does. But seriously, don't stick your hands in there when you got food in there, because it can be bad for you if you do. Especially with a big constrictor. It can get you hurt pretty bad. He's waiting for me to move away so he can eat. I will. And this is why I said don't ever assume because the snake isn't eating right away that they don't plan to. Now this is a half an hour later. After going between the 2 rats that he had coiled, he decided, I want to eat this one first. So, I'm just, don't assume because they're calm, they're social, they're laid back when they got food in there that they don't want it, because it doesn't always work that way. And you're setting yourself up for a bad bite, especially with the big constrictor. Now, this is a classic example. A half an hour later, he decided to eat instead of right away, because he's that particular. He's that fussy about the order that he eats his food in. So, they aren't all wild and aggressive eaters. And when they're not, don't underestimate them, because they still have that instinctual drive to protect and defend their food. So I'm just telling you, I learned the hard way not to stick my hand in there and try to take something away from one of my big snakes, because I thought it wasn't interested because it wasn't eating it right away. But it really very seldom works that way. So be sure and give them time. Just sit back, give them time. Don't rush them to eat. There's no reason for you to have to rush to feed them or for them to have to be in a hurry to eat. Let them relax. Let them do it at their own pace. I've seen so many people that throw a rat in. If the snake doesn't take it right away, they take it right back out. That's stupid. Because not all snakes are aggressive eaters. Some are very laid back and calm eaters. And you're depriving them of a meal if you take it away from them and they just weren't ready to start eating it yet. So think about things from their point of view instead of yours. Just because you're in a hurry, you want to get over and done with, don't deprive the snake of the opportunity to eat if it's hungry. Just because it doesn't come at it all of a sudden when it first is in the enclosure with them doesn't mean they're not interested. If you eat like that, I'm sure you have digestive problems. You eat instantly when you have food in front of you. You can't expect animals to do that either, because it doesn't always work that way. Some snakes are super aggressive. They'll strike the minute they smell food, but a lot of them aren't. Mine aren't like that. Mine are very social, laid-back animals, and they're not aggressive eaters. But they do eat great. They're fantastic eaters. But don't stick your hand in there and try to take it out. Now he's eating. I'm going to give him till he gets down to the neck. Then I can open the other door and pour his water in his water dish and refresh it. That's why I said you got a margin of time there once they start eating it, because they won't release that food to come at you. A snake just normally would not do that, because when they've got food in their mouth and they're eating, you're not a priority on their list anymore unless they feel like you're threatening them or harassing them while they're eating. And that's a bad thing to do, because it can make them regurgitate or vomit up the food. So don't stress them out while they're eating. So now I'm going to open the door up after he gets a little more, after he's got his teeth locked in really good on it. Then I'm going to open the door on the right-hand side over there and refresh this water dish. Then when he's done with this one, he'll move on to the second one. Think like your snake. Not like you think. Think like them. Best advice I can give anyone. And this is what I was saying. See, now I filled this dish up. He's over here still eating away. He paid me no attention at all. He had no interest in me because he had his food in his mouth and he was working on his food. So he had no interest in me. So while he was over there eating, I slid the door open, gave him a new water dish so I can wash the other one out, gave him fresh water. It's just that easy. It's called learning to read their body language. You got to always watch them. Don't ever take your full attention off of them, because they can change their mind in a hurry. But the main thing is always watch them. If you watch what they're doing, their actions, you can predict what they're going to do. As he's still eating that one. When he's done with this one, he'll go over to the other one and eat it. Now he's got fresh water, so I don't have to disturb him while he's eating the second one. It's really easy. Now Chewy finished eating that first rat, as you can see. He's all over there now. He's got fresh water. He went over to his second rat. He's picking that up, and he's going to eat that. So now we see we've eliminated stress factors here. While he was eating his first rat, well, he's eating the second one by the butt again. He does that once in a while. He's big enough it doesn't matter anyway. I've even seen him fold them in half. But we actually did this in a way that it cut down stress factors for him and for me. While he was eating the first one, he got a clean water dish, fresh water, no stress. I didn't try to take it away from him until he was ready to eat it. You know, you give them time. Let them have time to eat. They eat at their own pace. They don't all eat in a hurry. Don't stress your snakes out when they're trying to eat, because if you're stressing them out, it's going to cause you stress. And feeding your snakes doesn't need to be a stressful situation for either one of you. It can be very laid back and relaxing like this has been. Now he ate his first one. He's on his second one. So it's really very simple. Use your head. You don't have to stress. And you know, I'll tell you the truth. Every time you stress your snake out, you're making it harder for them to trust you. And you're making it harder for them to bond with you out of trust. And at the same time, it's making it harder for you to trust them. Now, if you want to get by with your snakes, you have to trust each other. Try to keep that stress factor low. It's better for their health. It's better for your health, definitely. And the snake will be healthier. And you'll be happier and healthier as a result. Nobody got bit. Nobody got hurt. Snake ate. Snake's happy. You had a perfect arrangement with each other. Nobody was uptight. Snake's got a full belly. You can go about your business and he'll just lay there and digest his food. It's really simple. But it doesn't have to be a stressful time for either one of you. Honestly, I think it's bad that people do that. You know, if you got 1,000 snakes, I can see why you just throw a feeder in and walk away. Myself, I monitor every feeding session with my snakes. You never know what can go wrong, and things can. So I'm always right by their side when they're eating. That's why I feed them one at a time, not everybody at once, because I like to see what's going on. But try to cut that back on that stress between you and your snakes. You'll come out ahead, both of you will.